beep, 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 beep. Hello. We're back in Bonnie, Scotland. Always love it when we go to wee Bonnie, Scotland. Always love it when I go to Scotland. I've got a mate up there. Chunky fella. He hates it when I say that. Are you there, love? You screaming at the camera? You silly house dog. Right. Become a wire teacher, buy me a coffee. Usual stuff, right? Okay. Here we go. This is from The Herald, okay? And it's rather good. And most of you will know. You've already seen Hilary Cass's exemplary performance before the Scottish Nutters, where and mad people questioned her, and the ones that were sane and tried to do the questioning got shut off. It was bloody unreal. I've never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. Now, this comes from Helen McArdle, who is the health correspondent for The Herald. Interesting. They've got it in the health section because of Hilary Cass. The chair of the Cass Review has told MSPs she was surprised by persistent levels of homophobia as well as transphobia during her review into gender identity services, as she noticed that a very high percentage of the young people seeking help are same-sex attracted. Gosh, Cass, Doc, Hilary, you're surprised. We've known for years. But good to see she's got there. Giving evidence to head at Holyrood's Health and Social Care Committee, Dr. Hilary Cass said it was easy to see how the two things could get conflated. She added, "This may have been naive, but one of the things that I was surprised about in conducting this review is how much homophobia there still is, as well as transphobia." Well, Hilary, I disagree with you because I don't think there's such a thing as transphobia. It's a nonsense word like Islamophobia. Same category. It's just a left container. It's a left meme that they can use to shout at people when they don't behave. That's what it is, right? It's just nonsense. We do have to support people in being able to express and understand their sexuality. And then she says, as well as their gender identity. Doesn't exist, Hilary. Only exists because you've got an NHS thing going on. That's the only reason it exists. And you meet the patient where they are. Outside of that, nobody else is going to believe in that claptrap. And I, strange enough, think you know that. Dr. Cass, whose 388-page report published in April, concluded that the evidence for prescribing puberty blockers and hormone treatments to under 18s with gender distress was remarkably weak. Yes, she did. Absolutely, she did. Good for her. Good for her. And that's it. And said that it is unclear how many patients have gone on to detransition in adulthood due to the lack of long-term follow-up studies. So they've messed with 9,000 people, 8,000 of which are going to be gay and lesbian, and then they've gone away from the service and they've no idea what happened to them. God almighty. God almighty. I mean, the incompetence is extraordinary. She then spoke, and here's the important one for us today. She said this is a significant problem, but I think it's more subtle than that because, for example, I spoke to a young adult who started to transition very early from male to female. She then said she's doing well, which she has to do. It's in the context of a medical setting. She had puberty blockers at earlier stage. She had feminizing hormones at the earlier stage. I want this stopped. Every single last bit of it. Frankenstein's. And she passes very well as a woman. Really? But with hindsight, she knows she was a boy. Still is a boy, Hilary. She knows she was a boy with intense internalized homophobia and was gay. That's just one example, guys. Where are the gay men, especially the gay men in Manchester? Where are you? You bloody disgraces. Get your asses out your head. That was just queered a statement. Oh, sod off, Barry. Get your heads out your asses. Where the hell are you? You know where I am. DM me, for God's sake. Stop being frightened. Others have. When the first NHS gender identity service was established at London's Tavistock Clinic in 1999, it should have been instantly closed. Right? It was said it saw fewer than 10 children per year, mostly birth-registered males who identified as female. So they go after the effeminate boys. They go after the gay boys. It's gay conversion therapy. Between 2018 and 2022, it was receiving thousands of referrals, 73% of whom were from females. That's social contagion. Because, girls tend to do that. Social contagion. The Sandyford Clinic in Glasgow, Scotland's only NHS gender identity service for children and adolescents, has experienced a similar shift. And it's still open. Shut the damn thing. If you've not seen it yet, Cass gives her performance is brilliant. She's very measured, very calm, very clear answers, where she torpedoes one of the MSPs one by one and does so with just grace and dignity. So I thought it was very interesting to watch. Although people have said to me, I'm not happy with the wording she's using. I think you've got to remember, This is primarily through an NHS lens, primarily through the lens of care. So that's why the language would be used to meet the person where they are. This is the same problem we have with psychologists. They use the language to meet the person where they are. Me, educationists, there's no such thing as gender identity, get this child home their own well. That's what an educationist should say. Unfortunately, they've joined in with the cheerleading of some of the psychologists and the medics. Should have done that, should they, really? You know what I mean? You're a teacher, kids coming into school. Oh, morning, Johnny, you all right? It's Jane now. Right, safeguarding. That's what didn't happen and what should have happened. That's what the adults should have done and didn't do. Right, we need to get psychotherapy and therapeutics out of education. I saw something today about, is it the Justice Service or something or other? I can't remember who it was. Women on about giving people support after they've given evidence, all sorts of stuff. That's fine and dandy, right? Fine and dandy. But I don't want that sort of stuff going on in education. It's that simple, right? An adult should be able to cope with these things. And if they can't cope, we've raised them wrong. That's what I think. That's just me. You go and tell me what you think, which you will do in the comments, because you're never backwards and coming forwards. Other than that, I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen as a result of my Manchester Pride thing I sent out. Here we go. Let's take them to task. Let's get them up. Let's make, let's do the shame. Let's do the Game of Thrones things. Yep. Let's get them going, I say. Let's get these buggers out in the open so we know where they are. Other than that, go and have a great day. Come with me, Warrior Teacher. I'll see you later. Tar-tar!